Now we have an information. Okay. I'm sorry for the interruption. I was informed that my stream got interrupted. I don't know why, but we are back and Ray Community is back. So let's get started. The senior, we have an information, right? Because U.S. and Mali, according to the information given by the U.S. Department of State, that the U.S. and Mali will now be holding bilateral talks. All right. I'm beginning to get so used to that word right now that, it's kind of scary when you hear this word bilateral talks. Don't even know if it's the literal meaning of bilateral talk, or it has another meaning right now, because according to the information we are hearing, they said the senior bureau official Nick Checker is traveling to Bamako to convey the United States. Listen to these families. The senior bureau official, Nick Checker, is traveling to Bamako, right? To convey the United States respect for Mali's sovereignty and desire to chart a new course in the bilateral relationship and move past policy missteps. Is this are they saying that they've made some missteps? I don't understand. So they said the United States look forward to discussing next step for enhancing U.S. Mali cooperation and consulting with other governments in the region, including Burkina Faso and Niger, on shared security and economic interests. Families, did you? I know that some people did not catch it. The U.S. senior bureau official Nicheka is traveling to Bamako to convey the United States message from their president, right? Respect for Mali's sovereignty and desire to chart a new course in the bilateral relationship and move past policy steps, right? Policy missteps. They said the United States look forward to discussing next steps for enhancing U.S. Mali cooperation and consulting with other governments in the region, right? Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger on shared security and economic interests. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, this word bilateral talk is getting out of my own understanding. To be honest with you, I don't know what bilateral talks means anymore. So when you look at the entire detail of this information that have just been posted by the U.S. State Department, probably almost around 2 hours ago. Welcome back, families. So the information is that means that this current geopolitical shift that we are seeing, the way certain organizations in Africa now behave around the Alliance of Sahel States, I think is a top to bottom command chain that have been given to these organizations in Africa, that I think they've been informed to realign themselves based on the geopolitical framework, from which the Alliance of Sahel States operates from, which is mutual respect, win-win partnership, and all of that. Okay, so now when you look at these things, yesterday we had a conversation about the African Union delegation, Dr. Mamadi Tangara, that was sent to Mali. If you listen to what he said, he told Assimi Goita, carefully, that they want to understand the Malian perspective. And when they have talks at this capacity, it's at regard with is covering the entire Alliance of Sahel States. So they said they wanted to see things from the AES frame point and all of that. Is a catch 22. Okay, it could be that truly they are beginning to see the AES in a different light. Now, why are they seeing the AES in a different light? They are probably seeing the AES in a different light because the citizens of the AES, they are on the same page with their government. If there is a situation where the citizens of the AES were not on the same page with their government, it's going to be a different conversation. But a vast majority of the citizens of the AES, they are on the same page with their government. They love their government, they support their government because, we've seen the way the Malians, the way they behave around Assimi Goita. We've seen the way, the Burkinabes, the way they represent when they see Ibrahim Traore. And we've seen the way General Abdul Rahmani Chiani is loved, you know, worshipped by his people. Let's be honest. So now, this only means one thing. These people have a resolute, almost impregnable unity, when it comes to how they pull out. So it's not a sort of country that can be infiltrated. Definitely, assets can always be bought, but majority, the valuable majority, have proved so far that they cannot be infiltrated. So probably the only reason why we saw the operation we saw, the dark operation, the special operation that we saw in Niger, probably was because they've been trying a regime change through a coup d'etat, and a regime change was not going to happen. A coup was not going to happen. I've kind of studied the Nigerian geopolitics. I have spoken to some Nigerians that live in Niamey. Niger is very, very close to northern Nigeria. Oh, welcome by design. Welcome specially. So, welcome to the house. I really, really am happy that everybody's here. So, ladies and gentlemen, the thing is, when I wanted to speak with the Nigerians, right? I had a friend that could speak Hausa, so was the one making the exchange, the conversations, and all of that. We're able to find out that majority of these people love their president so much. So, and they are religious, like they take pride in their religion, like honestly. And if you look at the country, like there's no religious divide, like no, doesn't exist there. Vast majority are Muslims, and they're serving in all honesty. And looking at what they've been through for a very, very long time, the way the uranium byproducts were being disposed, waterbed contamination, a lot of very terrible things that have happened in that country. I think the people have grown through this period and they've developed a sort of mental resistance towards anybody that might try to interfere in their internal affairs, because you have to go through some fire before the gold within you come out. So I think the Nigerians have been through the flame. So now that they have what they have, and they have some good leaders that have the cojones to go out there and get it, they are going to support those leaders till should not accept any of the delegation they want to dismantle. Well, I actually don't know the meaning of junta. Actually, yeah, I don't know. We in the Android community, we choose not to regard that language. We see them as presidents. Because part of the struggle for revolution is we dictate what we want to call who. We don't take other people's language, because junta is not my father's language. Junta is a borrowed word from whatever country. I don't even know what country it's originating from. And I choose to not accept or be receptive of whatever meaning they are going to give to it. You are an African. You can't continue to choose all those things. You can't continue to go with this narrative. You see the word junta right there, whatever point you're trying to make, it knocks it out. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's continue, right? So, the US is now sending this delegation, to go and have a bilateral talk and all of that. So, now the question is this, right? They just sent a delegation to Burkina Faso recently here, right? Miss Joanna was the leader of the delegation. Now they said they are sending a very, very elite delegation. They said senior bureau official, Nick Shecker, and all of that. The question is, why do they continue to send delegation? You just sent a delegation probably maybe 2 weeks ago. What is it about the bilateral talks that you are trying to tell the people that they don't understand? And one thing from the way we've seen the alliance of Sahel state apply geopolitically is when you discuss with Mali, Burkina Faso is on the same page. Thank you so much. Like Burkina Faso is on the same page, right? Niger is on the same page. These people communicate information to themselves. They talk. If you think the two other states they are not fully aware or they are not fully, detailed about the operation that happened in Niger, then you have to go and do your proper research because those people, they are on the same page when it comes to communication and regional interests. Remember, Niger had to strip their, transport, agents of their transport license just because some of them refused to come to Mali. So it is to tell a lot of people that this, regional relationship that they have is based on shared vision, brotherhood, solidarity, support till the very, very end. And that is what we love. We've been talking about a united Africa, but we discovered that a lot of people are saying this thing because they just want to say it, because it's common enough for them to say it. But when you look at the way the AES operate, when they say things, they are on the move to make sure that that thing comes to fruition. They are very, very effective. And there is only a reason why we're having this conversation. There is a reason why we are saying they are effective, because they have sovereignty. And the only reason why they have sovereignty is because they have, rejected all sort of foreign interference, foreign influence, foreign type of, sort of cooperation or bilateral, whatever they call it. If you listen to that message from the United States properly and critically, the United States said, the United States look forward to discussing next steps, right, for enhancing U.S. Mali cooperation, right? They said, and consulting with other governments in the region for on shared security and economic interests. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this again, right? There is only one reason why you will need a paracetamol. You will need a paracetamol when you have body pain. There is only a reason why you will need chloroquine or other quinine derivative if you have malaria. If you don't have, now listen, if you have malaria and you are already taking probably herbs or whatever you are taking that you've locally concocted to deal with the pathophysiology and all of that, there is no point in me as a clinical officer now coming to you with chloroquine or or pyrimethamine, sulfadoxine. There is no point, because you're already taking care of the issue. Now, the timing of intervention or the timing of resuscitation or recovery might be different. And it doesn't mean because you are taking, welcome family, welcome to the building. It doesn't mean that you are using your own traditional method and I'm going to use some, clinical, medical method. It doesn't mean that the same side effect will not still happen. Because don't forget, right? The drugs, they are just plants that have been refined. The pharmacological, the therapeutic and the toxic dose have been found under so many research. So now I'm going to bring this into the Malian situation. Mali is already dealing with its own security threats. Niger just dealt very, decisively with something that I can call a next level security threat yesterday. With their partners, don't forget, they already have security partners. They already have economic partners. So before these people come with the conversation of let's have bilateral talks on shared economic and security interests, what are they talking about? Families, let's not get it twisted, okay? When the imposed aggression, the war of aggression started, okay? After the revolutionary regime took power, because power is not given in a dog-eat-dog world where some people want to survive on your sovereign resources, resources that are supposed to be sovereign, right? You take power, you seize power in those situations. You don't get it through election. We've seen some democratic states. We've seen how they conduct their elections. Civilians were beaten like crazy. We posted it on our Telegram channel back in time. The Ivorian election was, man, it was dangerous. One of the most dangerous elections we've seen in Africa. Okay, you've seen the Ugandan election. Why is Kabobi not out there now with his family? Why was the internet shut down? When last did you hear that the internet was shut down in the Alliance of Sahel states? So let's get back to the conversation. So don't fall for this kabuki theater narrative that constitutional order or constitutional order. Are they constitutional? What type of order are they talking about? So let's get to the normal conversation. So the thing is, look, I'm telling you, these presidents are even better than some of the presidents that are sending this delegation. Yes. Who, where are the eyes in Burkina Faso? Right? When you talk about integrity and honor, the AES state have it. Look at the development. It's happening at God's speed. I know some nation states have developed. Yes, stay with your development, but it has stalled. That's what we've seen. The only country I can guarantee you that have not stalled so far, and they continue to progress in Africa, West Africa to be specific, is Ghana. I take my hat off to them, like any day, anytime, anywhere. The Ghanaians, if you look at their mindset, very smart people, and they're doing great things. We cannot take some things away from some people. Welcome to the house, Rosie Angel. Thank you for coming. We can't take away some things for some people, right? So now the United States is sending this delegation, and whatever reason why they are doing it, they did it in Burkina Faso, right? Thank you so much for coming. The reason why they're doing this is because they said they hold the security situation in the Sahel. They hold it. It's very dear to their heart. It's very dear to my soul. So if it's very dear to your heart, the question we're asking is, was it not the same you that placed the visa ban? Family, the visa ban, the visa restriction they placed on the AES is still very young. Let's go to the grandparent of them all. They were the ones that put arm embargo on the Sahel. Nobody should sell weapons to them. They gave instruction to the ECOWAS to try to submission them tactically. There was a tactical maneuver right there. Economic blockade, there was supposed to be an imposed aggression, right? When they wanted to attack Niger, the same people asking for bilateral talks, they gave the Nigerian, authorities the instruction to lead the charge under the pretext of we are the ECOWAS reservoir force. Now, Nigeria was going to withdraw, midway into the attack, and they were going to bring in their area bombardment and all of that. Look, to be honest with you, we get the story, we get the message. You were in Burkina Faso last week. Now, families, I told you all something. I said, sometimes you don't find the response of the Alliance of Sahel. You don't find it in their mainstream media, which is supposed to send out the intention of their regime, right? The AES authorities, right? So if you don't see it, it means the answer is no. They came to Burkina Faso. Now, listen, 2 weeks ago, you were in Burkina Faso, right? Have you all seen any country they've traveled to, like, so much like this one they've been doing recently, right? 2 weeks ago, the US was just in Burkina Faso. Let's not forget that very quickly. And now again, they are back to Mali. And don't forget the message they sent through the video. They said they will equally visit Burkina Faso and Niger. And what did they want to discuss? Security and economic cooperation. Now they said, now listen, there was a clause. They said a new course in the bilateral relationship and move past policy missteps. So they are saying that they've made some policy missteps and all of that. Welcome to the house. Welcome. Thank you for being here. So they said they are making that submission, right? That they have made No, 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 no. We are analyzing right now that they've made some policy missteps, right? So, what are those policy missteps? Is the recent planned incursion, right? Is the recent planned incursion in Niger, was it part of the policy missteps? Like I said, the alliance of Sahel states failed attack incoming in Mali. Thank you very much. When they pay you a visit, or maybe pre or post visit, anything can happen. That is what we've learned about the Trump administration. Remember, when Trump was holding a talk, when he was holding his talk with Zelensky and all of that, there was a planned attack on the resident of Vladimir Putin. So when they visit you, you have to be on your highest level of, preparedness, mentally, spiritually, physically, whatever way, you have to be prepared. When they visit you, it's as if something is about to happen because, they were in Niger. European Union was in Niger just on the 20th, and look at what happened, right? I don't know if the visit is to pay off some people or whatever. I'm just saying, it doesn't mean that is what happens. before they put limited before they put limited ads on this video now, because I cannot believe that for talking alone, hey, limited ads this morning. I was shocked. Hey, so now we'll still get to the Nigerian conversation. So that is what is going on right now, and definitely I know this is just a I'm actually not speaking for on behalf of the Malian people. I don't have the power to do that. But I'm just saying they've done this before. And the Malians, I think the Nigerians are very, very confrontational. They are not yes, the ban remain. Exactly. The ban remain. Now, you see, the difference is this. There is a big difference here. When they place ban on, the ECOWAS nation, right? Because the puppet representatives in those nations, because they've stolen a lot of funds from their country, like Damiba. Do you know that Damiba was using a gold iPhone that was specially customized for him, the iPhone 4 con? Like, they, look, when you see puppets, you know them by what they do. So now that they put the restriction, the visa ban, I said when the US placed visa ban on Nigeria, I heard the minister, right? I think Minister for Natural Resources or something like that. He said they placed a visa ban on Nigeria. The only thing that came out of his mouth is that we can negotiate this. The US should calm down. We have rare earth minerals. We have these minerals that Donald Trump might need and all of that. Can you hear that? I was disappointed and shaken when I heard the message. But let me tell you something. The Sahel, the Sahel states, right? When when you are placing visa restriction on the Sahel state, you are wasting your time. The reason is because we've not heard in any capacity that these presidents travel out to take their treatment. Like I said, when the local breeds are in place, you are messing around with yourself. Go and look at the livestock that are hybrid and the ones that are local. Right? The locals can survive in any terrain. So don't waste your time. Right? No sound? Are you serious? Like there's no sound. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you should be able to hear me now, actually. I can hear everything fine. All right, family. All right, family. Oh, Marinetta, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, 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 okay. So, the locals, we always survive. It's not like, and these are men that are physically fit, you know, they are physically fit and healthy, okay? It's not like, okay, 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 okay. It's not like one of them is sick or something is going to happen to one of them, and that's one would need foreign intervention. If they ever need any foreign intervention, the Chinese is there, and the Russians are there. So before was better. Okay. All right. Hold on. Can you hear me now? Can anyone hear me? I want to get a feedback in the chat. Can anyone hear me? Yeah, I think they should be able. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, the Sahel states, they are not a type of men that you can. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. They are not the type of people you can threaten with visa restriction. One, these people don't even have the dream to go to the United States. When since Ibrahim Traore has come to power, have you ever heard he traveled to the US or what? The only time he has been in a foreign state, apart from the African continent, was when he went to, the Russian victory day, right? The victory match. And that was because he was specially invited with squadrons and a private jet was sent. See, look, there's a reason why they call the rare earth mineral, and there's a reason why they are very, very important, because you don't find them anywhere. Do you get? Burkina left Ghana and went home. See, look, one of the biggest problems that a lot of people are having, these neighboring states that are now getting aggressive, we're still going to get to some very important conversation of what just happened today, right? Burkinabes are returning back to their country. See, look, let me tell you something. If you have good leaders in place, a lot of people will come back home. A lot. People that were not even born in your country, right? But they carry your ancestry. They will come back home. They will be proud to say, oh, we are from certain place. So the Burkinabes, now that they are coming home, nobody should be surprised. Okay? So if you are putting visa restriction, that was why the Nigerian authority placed a total ban on the US. A total ban. Look, let's not get it twisted. Ordinarily, if you look at the way the Sahel is a time is going to come, they're not even going to have a reason to have any type of trade with the United States. And I'm going to tell you why. These people are using mostly electric vehicles. They have lithium in abundance. So if you look at the geopolitical calculus of things, the only thing they bought from the United States when it comes to trade, was cars, tires, car parts, and aircraft parts. Anything outside that, they don't have any other relationship with the United States. So if you are putting a visa restriction on this, and remember, Captain Ibrahim Traore permitted the tradomedicals to do their thing. Just that I told them to go through the clinical trials. You must have your therapeutic dose and see, Ibrahim Traore's brain is on a whole new level. He's on a different level entirely. So if you think you are going to be able, thank you so much, Rosalind. I appreciate the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate your dedication and I support you and my African brothers and sisters. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. I want to say thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So now, these are not people that you can threaten with visa ban. It's like telling someone like me that I've never in my life had any type of dream of visiting any country apart from an African country to tell me that you want to place a restriction. No. It's a complete waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. You are shattering time, and you need to make judicious use of that time. You can see that the visa restriction is there. Niger told the US, we are restricting you completely because there is no need for the relationship. Whatever you can give them, the Chinese can give them. Whatever you can give them in terms of security, Russia can give them. So now let me ask you a question. Was it the United States, men that was there, to exchange fire with the Nigerian, while the Nigerians were negotiating that fire? at the Naami Dowry Amani International Airport, the Russians were there. So whatever you pose to offer, some people already are offering it. And if you think that they are not confident in their partnership with their partners, then you have to think again. Oh, thank you so much. Good news. Thank you so much. Every dollar is worthwhile. You are such a blessing. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the family. So this is the United States doing another round of kabuki theater. Because if I pay you a visit last week, families, if I pay you a visit last month, if I pay you a visit last year, and whatever I came to you to seek for, you told me no outrightly, I'm not coming in. I'm not coming anymore. That is to tell you I have shame. That is to tell you I have some honor, right? I'm not coming back ever again. I'm going to try to see if I can develop. I'm very, very adamant when it comes to that level of development. But you continue to come. So what is your agenda? If Burkina Faso and Niger told you no, right? And imagine, European delegation paid a visit to Niamey on the 20th. Look at what happened recently. So what makes you think these people are ready? I'm talking about the citizens. What makes you think they are ready to ever have any type of thing to do with you anymore? They don't need you. It is practical that they don't need you. And that is why they continue to come back. Because it doesn't click that there's any nation on the earth that should not need them. So the question is, why should anyone need? Why did anyone need your brainwashing? Thank you so much, family. I appreciate it. Forward, good brother. Oh, thank you so much for the donation. Nobody really needs the US like that. This thing is all brainwashing. A lot of people have been brainwashed for a long time. Nobody really does that. No. So Donald Trump said the United States is a great country, and every other country is, you know what he called them, the SH country and all of that. So yeah, stay where you are. We are not worried. Okay. Oh, by design. Thank you so much. So thank you so much. I really appreciate the donation. So that is that about the U.S. Mali cooperation. So we'll be waiting for the response. And remember, African Union just came, right? European Union as well, we are trying to do this. They remove, they place the AES in, the list of high security threat country and all of that. By themselves, they remove that name. So, see, we are at the point where what you do does not dictate how we apply. You are going to do it. You are going to do it by yourself, and we don't still care, because when you did it, we did not even care. See, look, the AES is too busy to pay attention on what someone else is doing. Like I said, we are focusing on ourselves, our strengths and weaknesses. So now we are not competing with you. We are not trying to look. The only people that progress in life are not the people that they don't compete with anybody. These are the people that know their truth. They are not competing. Okay, this is my truth. I know I'm on the ground, but now let me walk from the ground. Let me see if I can walk my way to the top. These are the people that succeed in life. So if they are thinking the bully tactics is going to work, then they have to think again, because it has never ever worked. And if you look at the level of resilience from the Sahel states, you will know that these people are great people. So now, families, this is going to take us to the next information today. There was an attack. There was a sort of a bullying tactics that happened in the border between Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast. This town is called the Kampti town, Kampti. If you check it, you will see that is the town you get to before you get to Ivory Coast, along the southwestern part of Burkina Faso. Now, what we noticed was that this particular town is a border town, Now, in a border town, anything can happen. People can mix their steps, and, maybe a farmer got in, you were trying to chase an animal or something, But Ivory Coast made one statement, and Burkina Faso heard them loud and clear. So Ivory Coast came, the Ivorian soldiers, they came in like I think two truck, right? Light armored personnel carriers. They came in, and Burkina Faso is blessed. According to what I heard, that people normally do local mining, right, within this region. Now, it's their natural resources. It's not your business, right? The Ivorian soldiers came in, they removed the Burkinabe flag, they placed the Ivorian flag. The video, we posted it on our Telegram channel. They placed the Ivorian flag. They were now even trying to go ahead and arrest the chief of the Burkinabe people that was there. So the Burkinabe people stood their ground and they deterred the Ivorian soldiers. There was a lot of argument and chaos and everything right there. And I was like, when Watao was in Western Burkina Faso, I'm talking about the brave immortals of Burkina Faso, no one there, like, we did not hear, a pin did not drop in Western Burkina Faso. So Ivory Coast did it, like, they made that move and all of that. And I was like, this is a great, thank you for the membership. Thank you so much. Member for 1 month. Oh, thank you so much. So Ivory Coast, right? They try to probably create the groundwork for probably a full escalation or something. So the Burkinabes, the civilians, resisted them. Today, yesterday, the 30th of January 2026, the Burkinabe VDB I think GOR, that's the name of their unit now. They've changed it from the VDP to GOR, Regional Defense Forces and stuff like that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh, you are a Malian, Jamaican? Oh, thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, the VDP, permit me to still use what I'm very familiar with. They mobilized massively with some rapid intervention brigade. See, look, this is Burkina Faso. Because normally the Burkinabes did not believe that a regional neighbor can take such step. Because, like, that is like you are asking for an all-out crackdown on you. You want to really, really test that fake military capability that you think you have. The Burkinabe forces I saw it was over 50 motorcycles. The dust were all over the whole place. The people were shouting. The people were so happy. The Burkinabe soldiers came in. And to be honest with you, a lot of people that have seen the video, I will post it again on Telegram today. When the Ivorian soldiers were there, you will know those ones they were there to talk. The Ivorian soldiers were there to have a conversation and probably kidnap the chief. But today, when you look at the way those Burkinabe soldiers were moving inside that dust, those guys were not there to negotiate. Those guys were there to make a statement. those guys were coming to escalate. It's like a group of people that are always trigger happy, or that are very happy when there is a need for escalation, and you just give them that order, like, go ahead and do what you like. That was the feeling. And ladies and gentlemen, there was no Ivorian soldier on site. Like, they were nowhere to be found. You see, I think we need ourselves. I think this is the time for everybody to say, ceasefire, like, calm it down. Nobody, look, the Burkinabes are not asking for this. But if you ask for it, remember what General Abdurrahmani Chiani said yesterday. I'm not going to say it again because I noticed something about that video. The fact that I was so blunt about the whole thing that happened, they gave me limited hearts. Like, they dumbed down the video. Like, what? Everything they could do, they did it. because they were exposed, right? But I noticed that the people that made the video, that particular incident at the U.S Mali airport, the people that made the video, somebody like Zach, right? Zach changed the narrative. Zach said there was an attempted coup d'etat in Niger. It was not a coup d'etat, bro. Zach said that it was an attempt. So they actually, lifted the traffic of Zach for that particular information because it's a battle of narrative. So for the people that are not informed, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, Mr. Nelson of the Andre community, welcome to the building. So what they were trying to do was they are trying to change the narrative that what happened in Niger Republic is not a special operation by some set of people that left their soldier behind. So now the question now, thank you very much. I was shocked when I saw that Zach, the whole narrative of Zach was that there was probably a coup d'etat. Coup d'etat where? Coup d'etat, coup d'etat to pick up uranium. Coup d'etat would be to go for the main leader. You were going for uranium. So how is the uranium stockpile? How is it related to a coup d'etat? I was shocked. You know, I've actually given my 2 cents about Zach before. I said, like, I don't really feel that Pan-African blood that a lot of people say. Zach is fighting for his money. To be honest with you, that's what, because I was surprised. See, they dealt with me so bad this morning that my estimated revenue was even dropped. You know that your estimated revenue is something you've earned. Some dollars were deducted. I was like, is this happening because I dare to tell the public what really happened? I was like, that was a little bit of take your time right there. That was what he did this morning. But either you like it or not, it's in the public domain. First Post talked about it. In fact, First Post said, okay, General Abdurrahmani Chiani said that that General Abdurrahmani Chiani mentioned the name of some presidents. They brought out the picture of those presidents. They said, oh, thank you so much, soldier. Thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. They said General Abdurrahmani Chiani made some very emphatic claim that, but no evidence. So you mean that there was no evidence? So one of the guy that was on the ground, right? That guy that they refused to pick because the fire and the smoke was too much. So what of that guy? Now, when you talk about the air defense system of the Nigerians, right? They had strategic air defense system. That was what we noticed. Air defense system that will knock out any aircraft from the sky. They had those ones. Now, they now had air defense capability that could knock out drones. Those were the fires you were seeing that were flying. Those were the ones. So we explained what happened, but they told us that, look, next time when that happened, to obey the community guideline, we have to say, no, it was it was not a planned escalation. No, it was probably a false flag attack. Oh, Rosie Angel, thanks for the donation. Thanks for losing your money. Thank you so much. So what they are saying now is that next time when something happens, instead of me to behave like Andre, I should behave like Zach. No, it was probably a coup d'etat. It was a Nigerian. The Nigerians are trying to topple the regime. No, don't do that. We are not going to do that in the Andre community. We are going to give that real fact. That fact that they don't want people to hear. That's the one we will say. If you look at everything I said, right? Zach is about, see, look, Zach is a perfect Western journalist. Zach is an artist. Like, I looked at the way Zach was talking and I was like, man, this is devastating. Whatever, do you know that Zach has once upon a time said that the behavior of Senegal is not like the behavior of the people that are pro-AES. He said because this whole Pan-African thing He said they are not like those Pan-Africanists. When I heard, I was like, And from that day forward, I know a lot of people come to this platform to tell me that, oh, Zach is cool, Zach is this. I like his work. He does what a good content creator should do. But you see the word Pan-African, and because I called him out, there we saw some changes, right? But I'm saying it again, that Zach should do his due diligence. You don't go and change you don't change a narrative you don't change the narrative like that. Thank you so much. Thank you for the donation by design. Thank you so much. Right? There was an attempt to steal uranium that belonged to the Nigerian people. And go and check everything I gave. The monitoring of the uranium, the satellite imaging and everything. But you came and said it was an attempted coup d'etat. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get over that. So, the Burkinabe soldiers were now deployed to the border between Ivory Coast and Burkina Faso today. The message was very, very clear. The way those guys were going, I'm telling you, those guys were ready for an exchange. So that is to reinforce the General Abdurrahmani Chiani message that you've backed for long enough. We have heard you. Now it's time for you to hear us loud and clear. You are going to hear us roar. So, that's to tell you that we are soldiers. Like, we have the military mindset. We don't know how to take a back foot. And we don't know how to be puppets. So if that's what you choose to be, we will come out. And we will come at you. So since then, we've not heard anything from those Ivorian guys. Now, to crown it all up, I'm sorry, because I know some good Ivorians are in the house. A particular Ivorian messaged me, and I got the message. But let me explain how I see Ivorians right now. First of all, I see Ivorians as Nigerians. I see Ivorians as Africans, right? That's the first way, right? I see Ivorians as Africans, because when we play football together, right, we don't, in the spirit of brotherhood, we all love ourselves, right? And when I saw the Ivorian election, I knew that the Ivorian people, they're not happy about what is going on, about what their regime is doing and all of that. That is the biggest chance the Ivorians have in West Africa as I speak, because going by the way of what their government they've done, right? In fact, the Ivorian people, I'm telling you, the way this regime is going, it might label the people themselves. Because when the message of that, innocent Ivorian came in, the first thing I did, by design, you have a great advantage. Yeah, that's so when I saw the message, I was like, thank you for all you are doing and all of that. So the question is it that Mr. Melio, thanks so much, I appreciate the donation. Is it that the Ivorians, right? Is it that they are happy the way we are hammering their regime? Because we are really, really doing it. And the reason why we are doing it, because we have all the guidance system to do it, because we are firing back based on what they are giving. We are using the tools that the government are giving to fire back. During the election, we saw all they did, and we posted enough. But we do know that there are some people within the same Ivory Coast that are like, the servants of the puppets, right? Those ones are worse than puppets, right? The servants of the puppets are worse than the puppets. So we know that those ones are out there, but we know that there are still some good Ivorians. But the thing is this, I'm so sorry to say this, but I can't communicate with Ivorians like that. The reason is because of what happened to Alain Foka, to Alain Faso, right? That Burkinabe Pan-Africanist that was jailed, and that was, you know what happened? Right in detention. And even to recover his body from Ivory Coast was a serious problem. So the representation of Ivory Coast at this point in West Africa is zero. Like, it's nothing to write home about. And this would affect Ivory Coast. For me, I can't advise anybody to do business with anything Ivorian. I can't. It's too dangerous. Because this regime, they are behaving like, I don't know. So if you are still trying to talk about one Africa and all of that, we can't. Look, I'm a Nigerian. I don't have any reason to be scared of anybody in Ivory Coast or whatsoever, but I can tell you, the way your government is moving, it's not the way anyone should move. You harming a Burkinabe, we are seeing all these things in Nigeria. And I tell you, if I can see you this way, many Nigerians are seeing everything. And I can tell you the way I feel about Ivory Coast is the way those Nigerians too feel about it. But I understand the Ivorian citizen situation, that if they speak out, the government will equally go for them. But this is the man, Ivory Coast is in a very, the civilians in that country, they're in a very, very, they are on the ropes. They are on the ropes. The shocking aspect is, how did you get in somebody like Alassane Ouattara to power? And this is the reason why a lot of people don't want France in their country or around their geopolitical affairs anymore. This current Ivorian regime is the worst in Africa. Museveni is even, still fair. This Ivorian regime, oh my goodness. So for that Ivorian that messaged me, I did not reply you. I did not do anything. The reason is because the first thing that comes to anybody's mind right now, once it's an Ivorian, is like, oh, this individual is a national security threat. This individual might have an agenda to set me off. So that's how we see you right now. So should in case you don't get it, the fact that your soldiers, your representatives, were in that Burkina Faso county residence, right, that settlement, putting the Ivorian flag on another person's territory is calling for conflict. We see these things. It affects business. A lot of people might not feel it right now. Maybe some way, somehow you are selling cocoa, you are doing what you are doing. But I'm telling you, when all the dust settles, you will possibly not have a friend around. No matter how beautiful Abidjan is, you can stay over there. Nobody wants to do business with people that Alain Faso episode will continue. Look at the Malian minister, the Malian representative, right? That was traveling across Ivory Coast. He was captured. He was jailed for so many months. They said because he said some things on the internet. Is this Makoso not speaking? Is it Makoso or Makosa? I don't know what the name of that one is. Right? I heard it's an Ivorian too. Thank you so much. So maybe you are the ones that are going to eat that your cocoa at the end of the day. We are going to find out at the end of it. Because either you like it or not, the black community supports the AES. Now we support you too as an African. But it is getting to a point where, look, I don't hate Ivorians. But I'm just telling you, I rather not have you messaging me. I rather not have you telling me thank you. I rather not have you do anything. If you like my submission and you like what I do, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But let it stay at that. Because right now, we see Ivorians as a serious, national security threat. I'm telling you. Because if a Malian representative was passing through Ivory Coast, he was arrested, he was framed, and he was jailed for 5 months. Alain Faso, what did he do? He has family, he has wives, he has kids. You threw him behind bars and he was eliminated? No, families. This is beyond being a puppet. So, and if you like it or not, as a citizen of that particular country, there's already a tag. This is not me supporting the AES anymore. This is me speaking as a representative of the African continent, that this is how we see you. So if the regime gets it now, any Ivorian I see, I don't have anything to do with. I don't want, don't say hello. Just because I see you as a threat almost instantaneously. And you know what happens when you see people as a threat? Like, you guys have suddenly become a nation, because you might think this is Burkinabe Ivorian dispute, but I'm telling you that this is what it looks like now. Just in case nobody has told you the truth, you think this is still banter. No, this is how we see you now. So now the last information is the Nigerian military situation. Now, the Nigerian army, they are doing a fantastic job right now. Like I said, we don't know why the Nigerian army suddenly, we don't know why they are fighting right now. But what I've noticed so far is that now they are fighting. The terrorists are doing something. The terrorists are, because the terrorists have been here for so long. And now it seems as if they have some sort of very huge foundation right now. But the Nigerian army, they are knocking them out, most especially in the Sambisa forest. The Chadian forces are playing their own role. The Nigerians are playing their own role. This only means one thing. The Nigerians are now ready to fight. I don't know if the fight is related to this label of a country of particular concern or whatsoever, but the soldiers are fighting. Now, there's this particular channel. I know a lot of people go there to source for information. I will tell you my story about Burkina Faso at the end of the day, how I found Burkina Faso, like how I made that decision that, okay, I'm going to work for the interest of Burkina Faso. It was a decision I took. There's this guy that posts about the situation of Nigerian military operation, and he's so happy when the Nigerian soldiers get neutralized. The way he broadcasts it, it's as if when the terrorists win, you are happy to broadcast it. When the troops succeed, you are happy to broadcast it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. It has never done that. It has never been that way. When the Americans were in Mogadishu in Somalia, if an American wants to tell the story, the American will tell you they routed the Mogadishu, the Somali military. But that was not what happened. The Americans, they called God to rescue them from Mogadishu. Right? It was a complete disaster. Those Somali people, man. So if you know that, if you see the Americans currently, Donald Trump and all of those things, he continues to say, Black Hawk down, thank you, family. So the real story, in fact, they needed God to come down from wherever he was to come and pick them up and rescue them in that mission. See, those guys brought down no advanced no air defense system, no nothing. They brought down 2 Black Hawk. They brought it down. Any soldier that touched boots on the ground in Somalia, in Mogadishu, if you ask them, they paid a close visit to hell. They really, and it was the way they framed the whole story. If you don't know the story of Mogadishu, right, you won't understand. Those guys that went there, do you know what it is for you to be a U.S. Delta Force operator? That means when you take your first step, you do it right. When you look to the left, you do it right. When you duck, you do it right. These guys do everything from the textbook. But those Somalia guys, those Somalians, when they left, right, there was one of them in the documentary that said, like, he was like, I'm not going back. Like, but he said they were the spear, they are the arrowhead of the most lethal force in the world. These are serious lies that they've been telling these people. Blood runs in your vein the way it runs in other people's vein. Those Somalian guys, no, they showed them that they will never ever return. See, this day, they will not like to return to Somalia in their life anymore. They will not do it. And I think part of this deep-rooted rivalry is still why they are trying to recognize Somaliland and all of those things. They will never forget Mogadishu. Those guys touched them differently, letting them understand, like, you're not special. You are not. But they won't tell you the real story. When the militias in Somalia overwhelmed them to a very, very devastating point, they started picking out both civilians and anybody they see on site. That guy did not tell the truth. When he got to that point, he was like, anybody I see as a threat. No, you panicked and anything on site, you were taking it out. You were not, you don't lie to us, don't do us like that. That's why because see, whatever America is telling you in the movie or in the official report is not true. I'm telling you what Somalia, no. Somalia, they will never ever go to Somalia like that anymore. They won't try it. Boots on the ground. Same in Afghanistan. They won't do it. Right? Now, if the Americans can face that level of, embarrassment in Somalia, they face it in Afghanistan. Go and watch the videos of the Taliban. Now, we're not happy about this. What we are saying is that when the American people want to talk about this operation, they frame it up as if, yes, we are the heroes in this situation. No matter how heavy they crack them in the jaw, those videos, they will tell you, oh, we did a very fantastic job, we did this, we did that. We know that is a lie, right? We are the most little this PR all the way, right? Now, you as a Nigerian, you call yourself a Nigerian blogger. I am a Nigerian and I'm a patriotic citizen, but I don't like the regime. It doesn't mean I have to hate Nigerians. Do you copy? I am a Nigerian. When the situation in Burkina Faso happened, I know a lot of people saw the Nigerians the way the Nigerians stood up for Burkina Faso within Nigeria. And let me just tell you something, right? In such situation, Nigerians can be picked up, but they damn the consequence. A lot of Nigerians have integrity at the end of the day. You can see the way they were talking. They were so violent about it that if you do anything, if you get out, if you take any wrong step here, we're going to show you that whatever type of thing you are trying to do in Burkina Faso, you are going to face it right inside Nigeria here. Now, this is Nigeria, right? Reacting against the regime when they are trying to get out of land. But now, it doesn't mean that as a Nigerian, you should now hate Nigeria. Right? It doesn't mean. Now, your soldiers go to the front line. They are ill-equipped. They are ill-trained. Families. Nigeria pay their soldiers, I think, $40 or maybe less than that in a month. These are men that have families, have kids, and any moment can be the final moment. They pay them $40. I don't know, but I have a strong belief that the Burkinabe armed forces are even paid more. It's not about the money. You swore an oath, fine. But these are equally Nigerians and they need to be cared for. These are the people defending you. Look, no matter what you say, the only reason why Nigeria has not been overrun is because of this military personnel. If you don't want the soldiers to give you a rifle to some people to go and use it or whatever, you're supposed to take care of these people properly. When our soldiers come into the hospital sometimes, people look at me that why is Andred, why is he very, very, very empathic? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? There was a day I told one of our soldiers, I was like, thank you for, yes, $40. That's probably it's even less than that in some situation. I said, thank you for your service to our people. That was what I told him. After attending to him, I was like, thank you for our service to the people. But the next thing we heard, less than $50. Thank you very much. The next thing He did not even, he cannot relate. These people have been so emasculated that they cannot relate with that reality. I said, thank you for your service to the Nigerians, because these men are getting on alive on the front line. Some are taking, some are, if you convert the currency to the Nigerian currency, right? $50 to Nigerian currency is over 100,000. $50, 1,400 and something. It's much. It's about that figure for a month. That's why you have soldiers now going to TikTok to go and, some of them beg for money and all of that. Can you imagine that? Right? They destroy people financially so that they can use them. So, but still, you have soldiers that fight with their entire, like, look at the videos that they post now. Most of the time, you will hear that Nigerian soldiers don't come back home. They don't come, the chances of coming back is always very low. And that has not stopped them from going out there. Some of them, they complain about their rifle, that their guns are jamming. They need it to be maintained. No, they pay them $100. They pay them 100,000 naira, 100,000 Nigerian naira. That's their current salary now. 100,000. That's it. They just increased it recently. They were taking one that was way worse before. Right? I'm telling you, what they pay our soldiers are worse. It's disgraceful. So some of them will complain that their guns don't work normally on the front line. Like, I'm engaging a bandit and my gun jammed and I have to pull back and all of that. The next thing is that he will probably be jailed for put in detention for making such complaint. And it's not like Nigerians are not aware of this reality. But that entitlement mindset, you are a soldier. And you hear, oh, our boys were destroyed by the Boko Haram. Like, bro, what are you talking about? Whose interest are you speaking for? Are you speaking on behalf of the terrorists? Now, before you talk about the infiltration of the Nigerian army, who infiltrated? Was it the army that employed the repentant Boko Haram, or the failed governments that employed the repentant Boko Haram and incorporated them into the military? Are you not aware that the Nigerian army have complained bitterly that they don't want the government to continuously bring in repentant Boko Haram to their, to their midst, even though they are ill-equipped, ill-paid? There was a particular soldier, he has lost both foot. He said that one of their men fell. They could not retrieve him at night because there was no night vision gear. The exchange between ISWAP and Nigerian military, the last one we saw that I posted the video on this platform, everybody I saw right there, they were not on bulletproof. They were not on bulletproof. So these guys are just, when they go into battle, they go on by the grace of God. Nigerians don't want to join the military because they know the situation on the ground. Imagine, it's unforgiving. And these people will deploy you to the worst terrain where your chances are completely limited. And they know that, look, will you join I've posted it on this same platform, the Andre community, where you hear a particular Nigerian sniper that said he was left-handed, right? He was hitting the Boko Haram so much, and another soldier blasted him from a very, very, dangerous angle, and he felt the thing pierced through his ribs. How he didn't die was out of his own mind. Right? This is the situation. You are engaging the terrorists, but the next soldier to you might be one of the repentant ones that, by nature will just have pity on his brothers. So this is the situation of these guys. How about if you meet a soldier one day and you be like, sir, I have this for you. Don't do it on camera, because the bad thing about Nigerians is that everything you do it on camera. Have you ever seen one of these men? Do you know that some of these soldiers, they don't even know what to eat at night? Is how bad the situation is. You meet a soldier, I am telling you, you meet a soldier, you'll be like, sir, okay, help me to manage this 20,000. I just give it to you and I want to say thank you for your service to the nation. Go! No, you cannot do it. You cannot do it. No, Nigerians don't do it. But you want to criticize them every time online. These are the look. I saw there was a particular attack recently on people could not cross, but immediately the Nigerian military men came. You know, immediately they came. The situation changed, and it's how they were advancing, even though they were hearing the whole thing. Everybody, you were shouting, but you will still come and criticize the same men at the end of the day. So when terrorists neutralize them, you're happy. Have you forgotten that these are Nigerian citizens? These are common citizens like you that have enough guts to go out there against all odds and still defend you with limited capabilities. Because if you look at the capability of the Nigerian troops, I can guarantee you it's limited. Even the Ghanaian, former colonel, retired colonel, said it, that the weapons and the tactics of operation is still very, very, very old. But with sheer heart and grit, these guys are still going there to represent. These guys are being sacrificed for nothing. To me, some of them even complain that there are some moments where all they needed was area bombardment. No support is coming. No support is coming. Nigeria have enough money to, launch a drone warfare. Look, they are not interested in ending the insecurity. Because if they have the intention to do it, they will do it with the least amount of casualty. But as a Nigerian, see, the best you can do for these men is to make them feel proud. Nigerians don't get anything from the government. What are you gaining from the government as a Nigerian? You are underpaid when you work for them. So 90% of Nigerians, the last time they made the calculation, about 70% of Nigerians don't work with the government. They don't get anything. Just share trade, this one, that one. Nigerians don't know if they have mineral resources or whatsoever. But still, they've adapted, they survived. Right? They've moved forward. These people are emasculated. I'm talking about the military. So why not look at a soldier one day, right, and be like, thank you for your service? The Nigerian mind needs to be recalibrated. And I'm saying this because I still have serious empathy when it comes to Nigerians. Because before they are soldiers, they were Nigerians. That's the first thing you have to get. So when you hear that they fell into an improvised explosive device and several of them are on the ground, why are you happy? That's my thing. Why are you broadcasting it and be like, oh, our men were done today? Like, what is your joy about? Like, why are you excited? I have a lot of soldier friends. Several of them. Thank you. VDP, $120. $120. Can you imagine? Right? So now, I have a naval officer right there. Right? I have many, many guys. I'm planning to bring Iron Operator. I'm planning to bring him to the Android community. Iron Operator was that guy that said, but you remember that guy? I've messaged him, he has replied, right? It was that guy that said, we love Traore, but we will do this to Burkina Faso. Whose video I posted when the Nigerian C-140 Lockheed, I'm going to bring him here. I am working on it. He said he doesn't have a YouTube account. I'm trying to bring him. At least he needs to have the opportunity to, clarify himself and all of that, right? So that the community can actually see that, okay, you are a good person, you are not really a bad person like that. I will bring him. I can pre-record somewhere and bring him. But I need to bring him on the live stream so that the Android community will get, get to know a lot of these personnel. So it's not like Nigerian soldiers are the worst of the world. No. There was a time the Burkinabe troops were, imagine when Damiba was there. Imagine what their behavior would be like. So you need a good leader to change the whole system. So now that we all Nigerians, we don't have a good political, leadership, right? Right? So what we need to do is, let's come together. Let's see how we can help ourselves. Let's see how we can love ourselves. Let me tell you something, right? Do you know that there is a point? Nigerians don't just have that mind. There is a point you stand your ground against your military men, where a president will give the order that do this to them. That you stand your ground to a point, and those military men will turn against those government. You don't know that that is the last result they have. That is their fundamental makeup. That is their fundamental makeup. When you stand your ground to a point, right? When they perform to a certain point, they will turn it. In fact, they will clear anybody that gave that order. Because at the end of the day, when the whole road is not clear again, they will go back to their fundamentals. Naturally, they will turn against that person. We are not going to continue to kill Nigerians for you. You now have to leave. No, I'm telling you this. There is a point you push people to, they will break. Everybody has a breaking point. But Nigerians are not ready to do that. No. So I am telling you, some people, they despise the soldiers. This same thing I'm saying in the Andre community right now. I told somebody today, and the person was like, thank you for saying this. Now I see the soldiers differently. They are not your enemies. They are fellow Nigerians like you, who just have enough cojones, regardless of how limited their capabilities are, to go and make sure that you can sleep at night. That is why I respect the Burkinabe forces. That is why I respect the Malian forces. That is why I respect the Togolese troops. And that is why I celebrate their victory. Because it is celebrating their victory. It is through this that these men have more courage to go out there, even if the odds of returning is limited. Do you know what one Burkinabe soldier said? He said he just got married. He just got married. What other sacrifice do you want? He was deployed to the front line. And he told his new couple, his new wife, that my chances of coming back from this mission is limited, but I have to go. And he did not return. What sacrifice do you want to make that can be greater than that? And all across West Africa, you have a lot of men like that. Don't forget, there were some bad soldiers in Burkina Faso, but there was a Captain Ibrahim Traore among them. There were some bad soldiers in Mali, but there was an Assimi Goita among them. There were some bad soldiers in Niger, but there was an Abdurrahmani Chiani among them. And these men understood what it will take to recalibrate these men and bring them to their proper functionality. And that is what you are seeing right there now. These men are going, their civilians are pouring water on them. Like, chill, we are with you. The Nigerians came out after their soldiers neutralized those threats in the Diori Amani International Air Base, right? The civilians came out to stand with them that night. That we are with you. We are going to go down together if anything. If the worst is going to happen, let it happen. And this is the reason why these men, look, sometimes it goes beyond money. So before it goes beyond money, you have to let people understand that we are with you to the very last moment. So for that reason alone, that is when you can speak to these men, because they're not formed the way you are formed. They are formed to obey orders. It's like these people are meant to, like the way they are created, like go and bite, they bite. Stay back, they stay back. It's orders. They are built for orders. So if you have a pet, you give orders to your pet, right? But before you give orders to your pet, you have to make the pet be receptive of you. You have to take care of the pet. You have to show love. So before you can say, oh, we need Nigerians just to do this, have you ever shown respect? Not even love. Have you ever shown any type of respect? There was a day I hugged a woman in the hospital whose son, only son, had some sort of CA, and it was the thing was moving massively. And we did the histologic analysis, and I was like, "Mom, don't worry, you'll be fine." And I said, "Come and give me a hug," and I hugged her. She started crying, right? And I gave her some encouraging words. And I said, "We are the reason why you are here. Your son will survive," right? Like, anything is all that people need. Anything that is good is everything that people need. She was like, "You are the first person in this country that has ever done anything like this that I know of." But you have a lot of personnel in the hospital, right? Once somebody has any type of ailment or their relatives, or like, yeah, no, no, you're not supposed to operate that way. So, in fact, whatever education that a lot of Nigerians think they have, please, you need to recalibrate it, because it's not the right thing. When you get when you have education, your education is to make the life of your people easier. You should see yourself as a new capability that has something to contribute to those people. That is why when I go to schools and I speak to kids, I'm always very quickly to let them know, you guys, you are going to be better than me. And I hope you will be better than me. And for you to be better than me, you have to pay attention to every detail right now, because I won't be here forever. That you have a bigger chance to be here long after me, right? So you have to do everything right now, because we're going to rely on you tomorrow when we can no longer work again. But people don't see these things. Oh, he's Ashake, he's Whiskey, he's Burna Boy. Please, wake up. Celebrate your heroes. They are the only reason why your family is safe. Now, it doesn't mean if they are trying to obey some orders that are wrong, you should not vehemently speak against them. Please. So, families, at this point, I want to bid you all farewell. I love everyone. And the reason why we do this is because we want to bring our people together, we want to unite our people, and want to speak for the interest of our people. At the beginning of this war of aggression against the AES, when Android came into the system, I came with the Western knowledge that said, free journalism. You give publicity to this side and you give publicity to this side. You must be transparent. Anything that happens on the front line, you must let us know it. And I started discovering that when I talk about a side, right, they give it more views. And they were giving limited views to the Sahelian interests. And at that point, I knew there was an agenda. And I made a critical decision at this point. Now that I realize that there's an agenda, I will use my analysis, my capabilities, and my report to give publicity to the side that you don't want to give publicity to. And then I started saying some very, very aggressive change. Right? But I doubled down, I stood my ground. No matter what happened, I am going to use my talent. I'm going to use everything I have within me to represent the people that are like me. And that's what I've been doing until this day. Your tool, your talent, your capability should never be used for an interest that is foreign to the interest of your own people, because your people is all that matters at the end of the day. When you fall, your people are going to be the one you meet. You are not going to meet people that despise you on a normal day when you're even on your foot. So please, families, to all those bloggers, the people that are out there that are, subconsciously doing things without understanding what the message is about, please get the message now. It's about you. It's about me. It's about us. It's about the Android community. It's about Africans. So it's about the Ivorians. It's about the Beninese people. But it's not. It's never been about the puppets. We hope the puppets have a change of heart. We hope they change, but if they don't change, they won't be strong enough to stop us. That is just my message to them. So, families, at this point, I want to bid you all farewell. Thank you all for coming today. I really appreciate it. I don't take your presence for granted. I don't take your time for granted. I am really, really elated that you all are around. That's why I take the Android community is my biggest pride. I want to tell you all thank you. And I want to tell you to stay safe because Africa needs you. Your community needs you. Your children need you. Your neighbors need you. Like I said, the first neighbor will defend the second neighbor. The first neighbor will be the one to defend the interest of the second neighbor. So remember at all time that there is somebody that needs you to breathe at all time. Because if you stop, they would not leave. So families, stay safe and stay protected. And may God protect you. Thank you and God bless you.